Hey girlies, it's Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're finally going to be using the James Charles X Morphe palette. I recently picked this up on the 3rd restock. I've been trying to purchase this since it first came out, but every single time it kept selling out, so I didn't get my hands on it, but now I have it. So it retails for £39, and I was a little bit confused by the price because the other Dare to Create palette is £34, I believe, and it's the exact same layout and it's the exact same amount of product. So I don't know why this one's, well, I know why. So the shipping was super quick from Morphe UK website, and it came via Hermes. Now I'm not going to do swatches or anything in this video. If you want to see swatches, definitely head on over to James's channel, of course, because he swatched every single shade, that would take me way too long. So what we're just going to do today is create a look using it. Now I don't know what look I want to do. There's so many colors to pick from. It is a massive palette and there is loads of colors in here, 39 I believe. There's mattes, shimmers, you can get neutral looks, you can get colorful looks. So yeah, I'm really excited to use this. Of course I'm going to be doing a colorful look, and I really want to use this purpley shade. I have swatched that one already. It's like a iridescent pinky purple with this like blue shimmer going through it. I love it. So I'm gonna see how I can incorporate that today. Something's telling me to do like blue into purple into pink, something like that, but I feel like I always do purple and pink. I know you guys are gonna hate me but that's what I want to do. Well, while I decide, let's just go ahead and prime the eyes. So I've got two primers here because I was going to do the P. Louise and then use the Revolution Pro Camouflage Concealer, which looks like this. But he did say in his video not to use a concealer. So I feel like if I'm doing that, I'm kind of sabotaging myself. So I'm going to take two eye primers, but they're both different, of course. I'm going to take P. Louise on this side and then the Revolution Pro Eye Elements Core Eye Primer, which is kind of like a dupe for the MAC Paint Pot. So we're going to do that and see if they both blend the same, you know, what happens, pigmentation, all of that good stuff. So I'm going to start with the P. Louise on this eye and blend it out with my brush. And I am going to carry it all the way up to the brow bone as usual. This is the base that I use on a daily basis. So I've cleaned off my brush. Now I'm going to take the Revolution Pro Eye Elements. This one's a little bit more of a drier formula. Of course, this one is a bit more liquidy. So I'm just going to begin putting that onto my eyes as well. Yeah, definitely more kind of dry and sticky. Okay, so I'm just gonna do what I wanna do, which is like blue, purple, and maybe pink. And I might use the yellow as well. We'll just see how it goes. But I am gonna do another video using this palette, and I'll probably use like the warm tones or something, maybe the greens, we'll see. That will be in another video. So I'm starting with the Morphe E17. And I'm gonna start with this dark brown down here, which is called Cola. So I'm gonna start on the P. Louise base side, and I'm just gonna begin tapping that in. I'm going to use the darker method, so I start with the darker colours and work my way up to the lighter colours. It's usually what I do with colourful looks anyway. Okay, so that seems like decent pigmentation. It's applied beautifully. It's definitely, you know, not patchy. I'm just going to slightly buff that out, but not blend it out. Just little tapping motions. So now we're going to do the same thing to the other eye. Ooh, it looks a little bit brighter. Okay, so the next shade we're moving into is this purpley shade down here, which is called Single. And I'm just going to begin buffing that on the edge of the blue. So once again, just small little flicking patting motions, just to apply the colour, and then we'll work on blending after. And this colour I'm going to carry into the crease a little bit more than the blue. And now the same thing on the other eye. It is a process, guys. It always looks worse before it gets better. But so far, I'm really impressed with the pigmentation. Like, one dip is really pigmented. It better be for £39. I don't know why, but this looks a little bit brighter, don't you think? Like, I don't know. Let me try pack this bit. Yeah, this is like a darker purple, and then this bit's like a purpley pink. Do you guys see that? And next I'm just going to go into that bright pink shade, which is called Skip, which looks like that. I'm not going to pick up the palette again. I'm sorry, girl. It's breaking my arm. But it's like the only hot pink in the palette. And I'm going to put that right on the edge of the purple towards the brow bone. Okay, so that one didn't come out as pigmented. There we go. I'm hardly using any pressure. I'm just letting the brush move back and forward. We will have to go back in and intensify each color, but like I said, first we're just placing the color. So doing the same thing to the other eye. I'm going to take some of the yellow, which is called B, and I'm also going to press this near the brow bone. This shade is very powdery. It's like fallout everywhere. Can you guys see that? It's even fallen on the blue shadow. But most yellows are like that anyway, so it's fine. It's applying to the eye. You can definitely see the yellow there. It's making a nice gradient. And the yellow I'm carrying right to the inner corner. And we're going to do the same thing. Yeah, that yellow is so dusty. And you see when the yellow and pink mix together, obviously it makes like an orangey color, so that's how you get the gradient. Okay, so now that every color is laid down, what I'm going to do is take the Morphe M506 brush and go back in with every single color. So first going into the pink and putting that right beneath the yellow. Small amount of product, just blending. So I'm taking some, tapping it off and just blending, and the gradient will just, you know, do itself. Now back into the purple, putting that right above the blue. If you are new to this technique, it might take a little while to get the hang of, but because I've done it a few times before, I'm used to like layering and blending later rather than starting with a transition color. But I'm loving this gradient so far. It does need a little bit more blending. Okay, I'm actually really happy with how that blended on the P. Louise side. Like the gradient's really nice. You can see blue, purple, a little bit of pinky orange, and then the yellow right at the top. I must say, however, it is blending similarly to the Slush palette by September Rose, which is $25.99. So it is cheaper than this, nearly what, £10 cheaper? More than £10 cheaper. So, and it has loads of rainbow colors in that palette, and it blends just like this, like super pigmented. The gradient it's really nice. So yeah, it is a good palette so far. What I'm experiencing, it does look very nice. It blends really nice. I don't have any complaints. So now I'm just going to work on blending this side, so going back into the pink and putting that in between the yellow and purple. Back into a little bit of the purple. And I'm hardly using any pressure, like I can barely feel the brush on my lid. One last time with the blue right on the outer edge. Okay, so now we're going to go in with my lid shade, and like I said, I want to use that purple sparkly color, which is called Artistry. I know it's meant to be like an eyeshadow topper, but I really want to just use it I don't want to put anything underneath it, so I'm just going to use my finger. I love this color, and I'm just gonna pack that onto my lid. And by the way, I haven't wet my finger. This shade is dry. I don't feel like I need to wet it because it just feels so soft. It like melts into my eye. I like it. I actually really like that shade. Can you guys see that duochrome? So what I'm going to do is take a small dab of the purple again and just run that in between the shimmer and the blue right here. And this will help blend the shimmer with the dark colour on the outer V. Just a small amount. Okay, so I hope you guys can see the blend of that shadow. They have blended together beautifully, and I'm really happy with this. Yeah. I don't have anything bad to say. That shimmer is stunning, and the gradient is definitely there, so yeah. I did watch a few videos using the James Charles palette before. Obviously, when I couldn't get my hands on it, I was just watching a few reviews, and most of the people that came into problems, I found that they were using the standard technique of eyeshadow, which is start with transition, then go in with crease color, then go in with a darker outer V, and what they were finding was the outer V color wasn't sticking. My understanding of that is because pressed pigment something, they don't have ingredients to make them stick to the eye, so you need to put the darker colors colors down first to make sure that they stay, and then work your way up. So the technique that I did is how you're meant to use it. So maybe if you have the palette and you find that it's just not working for you, try the technique that I did. Just start with the darker color, you know, try and get the look that you want to do in your head before you start, because I know a lot of people just wing it, but start with like the darkest color that you want to use and then just work your way up. Because if you put layers and layers of powder, say you go in with a transition color, then you go in with a crease color, by the time you get to your outer V color, there's no primer left for the outer V color to stick to, if that makes sense. But like I said, this is kind of a standard with colorful eyeshadows. I've done it with the Carnival palette by Be Perfect. I've done it with the Slush palette by September Rose. These are the techniques that I use to get a gradient like this, and so do many other YouTubers. But yeah, I haven't found any problems with the blending today. It's not patchy, it's not having trouble sticking to my eyes, but like I said, it is the technique. Why can I never say, do you know what it is? There's a brand called Technique, and I just, every time I do a video using their brand, I'm always like, say Technique, say Technique. So now that I'm trying to say technique, it's like my brain is like, what's going on? Clearly I'm confused, but yeah, that is the technique I would recommend using, even for natural looks, you know, just to make sure that your deeper, darker color does stick and not go patchy. Start with the darker color. So if you're doing a warm tone look, for example, start with like this one, then put this one, which blends into this one, do you know what I mean? And then you'll get a nice warm tone gradient, rather than starting with this one, then building this one on top of it, and then trying to put this one on the outer V. The way someone explained it to me was, imagine putting powder on top of powder on top of powder. There's no way that last layer of powder is gonna stick because it's on top of powder, not a primer. So yeah, I hope that all makes sense to you guys. If you are having trouble with the palette, try the technique that I used, and I hope it works for you guys, because no one likes to waste their money. So I'm so glad that this palette worked for me. So I'm gonna go quickly off camera, do the rest of my face, and then I'll come back to show you guys the final look. Okay guys, and I'm back. So here we have the final look. Let me talk you through a few details quickly. So I went in with the Revolution Glory lip liner, which I don't know where it is, but you guys know what it looks like. Then I went in with the Kiko Sparkling Holiday matte lipstick in 02, and then I topped it with some of the Soap & Glory Sexy Mother Pucker lip gloss. And then for my lower lash line, I just went in with the same shades. I went in with the purple, the pink, and then I tried to add the yellow, and it just wasn't showing up. So I definitely think these can't be used on top of a set base, because it just doesn't stick. So for example, I set underneath my eyes obviously, and when I tried to put the yellow, it just didn't stick. So you can't even see it underneath my eyes. But on the inner corner, I went in with these two colors up here. I started with this one, but it was a bit too icy, so I topped it with this golden shade over here, and it's still a little bit too icy, but I think it goes with the look, so that's fine. Now about the palette, I don't have much to say, because like I said, it has worked out beautifully for me. I love my eye look today, but like I said, I will be using this palette again, and next time I'll probably use like the green, or maybe like the warm tones or the neutrals. I don't know, let me know what you want to see next. Do you want to see neutrals, or do you want me to, I'm so scared to play with the greens. There's only like two, but I'm just not a greeny person, you know. But yeah, as for this palette, I definitely think it is a great palette. If you love James Charles, you know, you love Morphe, I would say grab it. It's definitely a good palette. However, I wouldn't say it's the only rainbow palette on the market, and it's definitely not the cheapest rainbow palette on the market. If you are on more of a budget but you want these type of colors, I have two recommendations for you. So first, of course, is the Slush palette by September Rose. It is a UK black owned independent brand. Definitely recommend, and you get all of these colors for £25.99. I do have a discount code as well. I completely forgot, but it's not an affiliate code. Do I get money from it? Well, I haven't got any money from them so far, but yeah, I do have a code in case you guys want to save money, but if not, it is £25.99, so it is affordable, I suppose, when it comes to rainbow palettes. It comes with a mirror, and it is nice and like travel size, not travel size, but compared to this, it's definitely travel friendly. It's like half the size of the James Charles one, and it's also half the price, but yet you get all of the bright colorful shades in here. I do have a tutorial using this palette if you want to see it in action. The only thing you don't get in here is, of course, the browns, the neutrals, like the reds and stuff like that. So if you did want a palette to kind of do it all that has rainbow and neutrals, then this would be a great palette for you. Also, I have the Carity Cosmetics. This was my first ever colorful palette. This I got from Amazon, and at the time it was like £12 on Amazon, but then it sold out and then it went up to like £73 and it's never come back in stock again. But it is readily available in the USA, so if you are in the USA, this brand would be great. So this is the matte palette, and as you can see, it's just got those staple rainbow colors. I've used this so many times back in the days before it became so hard to get in the UK. But yeah, if you are in the USA, I highly recommend checking out Carity Cosmetics and this palette. I believe it is affordable in the USA. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section. Do you have the James Charles palette? Are you having problems? If you are, definitely try my technique. Well, it's not my technique, like tons of other YouTubers do it, but definitely try that technique and see if it works for you. So make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye.